Ja, mal schauen, was es heute wieder wird.
Rumble.
Ja, könnte sein.
Rumble Action.
Aber ich hab's gewonnen.
Oh, weil du gescheatet hast noch zum Schluss.
Was Skill ist. Einfach nur Skill.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the state of Florida and TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. A few minutes.
Bei mir kommt jetzt ein schönes Gong.
Ich glaube, das liegt daran, wenn du bei mir in der Endzone kommst. So in dem Bereich.
They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ist das noch kein? Konntest das? Ich hab gesagt, ob ich das noch kann, und dann wirst du gleich sagen, du konntest das noch nie.
Ist ja auch die Wahrheit.
Okay. Stand auch drin.
I don't know.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Also wer hätte dich fast gehabt?
Ah, ich weiß.
Here's 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Lawrence.
Scheiß.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So how's that for an interesting way to start this ball game? First drive of the game, and you go
Gott, der lacht.
all the way into your own end zone.
Lachen.
Guess it kind of makes you wonder what else we might have in store here in this one. On the return, Johnson.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense
Oh, ein bisschen komisch aus.
to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Oh, es ging trotzdem, ging nicht, da auch nicht.
Ja.
Scheiße.
Na da nicht, du warst nicht in der Endzone.
Back near his goal line. Here's Brady. That's caught by the big
Ein paar Yards gemacht.
Jay Howard. A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Play action. Now it's Brady. Into a double team and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pen.
Hast mir nicht gegönnt.
Sollte ich.
Aber ich hätte es ruhig mal machen können.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
They go play action now. Lawrence rolling to his left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
2 Punkte.
2nd and 7 operating.
Ja, du hast mich doch unter meiner Endzone umgehauen.
Den Quarterback.
Ja.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson.
Voll auf vorbei.
Down near the 20-yard line. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line
Das
of
sah
scrimmage,
komisch
but
aus.
their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Brauchst nicht vorbei.
On play action, Lawrence. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Bucs
Lächerlich, wie du weiterläufst. 3 Leute dagegen und trotzdem macht der weiter.
Defensively, your offense defense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7,
Irgendwie höre ich da was raus, dass dir das nicht gefallen hat.
Ja, weil das komisch ist. Erst die Aktion, wo ich vorher laufe und ich eigentlich vorbei bin. Und der Pass war jetzt einfach zu gewagt. Das ist klar.
Brady's throw complete
Oh.
here, pulled in by Brady.
Wer den 1 Yard noch gönnen können, oder 2 Yard.
First down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Wait, set, 29, outlet, 54, right, 54, I got you, 54 is Mike.
On play action, now Brady. And brought in by Braid. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady.
Was?
Hatte ich jetzt aber auch gedacht, dass du mich hast. Weil es sieht wirklich ein bisschen komisch aus.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion, but this time the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
Der schummelt, wa?
Ja, schießt es.
Now 2nd and 10. And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars 29. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Da ist er.
To throw is Brady.
Ah,
Double coverage.
geht doch nicht geworfen.
Picked off near the 26.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long.
Also wenn du nett bist, machst du jetzt auch eine Interception.
Ich hab doch schon einen, reicht doch.
Another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind
Noch
of laying
eine.
these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he
Ey, mein eigener Mann, Alter. Mein eigener Mann steht im Weg. Glaubst du es denn, Alter?
passed him off to each defender, ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And oh, sneak attack. They're going to run for it. A little
So, der
quicker
Falsche steht immer gleich davor.
doesn't fool this defense. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. A pass underneath for Fournette. And he's
Du rennst immer noch weiter, Junge, als ob du irgendwie stellst an den Beinen. Das ist ja nicht nichts. So.
Just about every quarterback
Das war, was ist mit dem los?
Der ist doch nicht normal.
you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Ah,
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
Ey, Alter.
Hat er mir nicht gegönnt.
What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. On play action, it's Brady. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him.
Da war fast hinter der Pande.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So Brady departs, and on is Ryan Suckup for the Buccaneer field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And Suckup will put this one right through, and that will give us the very rare scoreline of 5-0. So it's our first offensive points of the game so far, and it gives us a very rare scoreline. We don't see this one often, 5-0.
Yeah, it's been sort of a weird one to this point, hasn't it? But hey, in this league, you take points any way you can get them.
This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but
Ist doch fast an der 25 aufliegen.
at the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. They'll try and set up.
Oh, lass mich umgehauen. Hast mal einen Spieler geblockt.
Dafür sind sie ja da.
Gelbe Karte. Gelbe Flagge meinte ich. Sonst hätte ich dich gehabt. Ja, bescheißt.
They'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Jamel.
Die Frage ist, warum spiele ich überhaupt so einen Ball?
Bitte?
Die Frage ist, warum ich den Ball jetzt schon so spielen möchte.
Das war's nur du.
You got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Throwing again on 2nd down. Brady throwing the out route incomplete. That's Evans. Touchdown. Mike Evans. 26 yards. And the Buccaneers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point put through by Suckup, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
Kannst du keine richtigen Kicks oder warum kommen die immer so kurz?
Das weiß ich nicht, warum die so kurz kommen. Eigentlich mache ich volle Pulle und unten auf die Linie.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious? And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Devin White, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They go play action with Lawrence. On the move to his left. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
Looking downfield for Jones. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And he'll take this across midfield and inside.
Aber was angezeigt, ja.
Aber eigentlich war der Spieler links und nicht da, wo deiner steht. Links von dir war ja noch einer. Da war zwar auch einer von dir, aber da ist einer von mir gelaufen. Da habe ich auch hingeworfen. Eigentlich laut.
Okay.
Tastenkombination sollte der da hingehen.
Ja, das, was mir jetzt auch gewundert hat.
That's the NFL record. How things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Fournette, a first down carry. And bulldozing his way through. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Here we go. Easy.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Airing this one out for Evans. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds.
Aber eine Flagge, auch was ist hier noch?
Close to a turnover there in the end zone. It comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right?
Ja,
Ball's
komm noch ein bisschen
gone, you
näher.
get one step. If you're within one step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that.
And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one where you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. Levante David in on the tackle. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Now Lawrence down around his goal line. Looking downfield for Jones. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
As we've seen, their first 2 drives didn't yield anything points-wise. Certainly feels like they think to themselves, it's time to open this thing up, taking the big shot downfield.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Take it at the 37. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is oh, man, I can't throw 4.
Hatten wir schon gehabt.
What do the coaches decide to do now? Having 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball
Wenn ich gegönnt.
maybe turn to the running game?
Ich jetzt ganz schön schon 12.
Supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Gucken wir nach.
Nevin Lawson with a pick. And he will take this one home. You think you're going into halftime with a good full-size lead, not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion, probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now, probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Extra point right down the middle. And this is
Macht er den einfach rein.
Ja. So, das Mindeste.
Auch nicht abgesprochen.
Another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Warum geht er nicht hin?
Off the mark behind him, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Ich aber nicht in deiner Endzone.
Ich denke mal, es geht um den dritten Versuch.
This time they stay on the ground, and it would appear he's going to be short of a first down as he stopped right around the 29. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And how about this, a fake?
Oh, ich hab noch gehabt.
Incomplete, a huge gamble, and it does not pay off. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points of the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Here we go, D.
Looking to throw again on second down. Brady. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Brady. And that is
Köter.
Wenn schon die Offense nicht funktioniert, dann wenigstens die Defense so ein bisschen. Das ist auch so. Offensiv ist das ja bisher der Offenbarung.
But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Jaguars go on offense. First down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum.
And he lost the football.
Was?
And it's picked up by
Was war nicht los? Ich habe
Der
das schon abgeschaltet.
Fumble!
guys are going to take over
Echt jetzt?
at the 39-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but
Ich habe eigentlich schon abgeschlossen.
Ist doch beschissen, was hier
good
heute
job
passiert.
of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football.
And now here is
Mann, ist das zum
another
Kotzen, Alter.
interception. Picked off at the 35.
Hat doch nicht viel gebracht für mich.
Ja, trotzdem.
Interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And he'll
Ist geil, wenn du die Formation auswählst und der eigene Mann dabei trotzdem im Weg steht.
Bitte?
Ist geil, wenn du die Formation so auswählst und dann steht der eigene Mann dabei im Weg. Das ist echt cool.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was.
Ah ja, die 25 bei dir da.
Ja, was ist denn das für ein Spielzug dann, wenn der eigene Mann trotzdem im Weg steht? Das ist doch Quatsch.
Der Läufer hier unten.
on 2nd and 11 now. Lawrence, he's going to drop this underneath for Robinson, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
Mike, 45. Let's go, D. 45's the mic.
Lawrence.
Hat ihn, Alter.
Complete. The
Junge,
coverage too good there. The contact
Wie bei mir.
and it's 4th down.
Es ist doch...
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started.
Hatten eigentlich, aber trotzdem.
Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty. And before this drop,
And they're going to try this again. It's another.
Was?
Na!
It's not going to get to the marker.
Scheiß.
And that's a
Doch,
turnover on
der reicht.
downs.
Ne, hat nicht gereicht.
Trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. And Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's out to his running
Ja,
back,
ist klar.
Fournette. And he's got some space here. For the Buccaneers touchdown. Leonard Fournette, 50 yards. And the Buccaneers
komme mir ein
here
bisschen
finding
veräppelt
a
vor.
way to stretch their lead.
Ich mache aber nichts anderes.
Ich sag ja nichts. Ich trotzdem merkwürdig heute irgendwie.
Before making the run, heck of a play for the score.
Ich hab den Ball, der Spieler verliert den Ball und alles sowas. Das ist alles sehr merkwürdig.
who can run it and catch it. And we just saw
Ist dann vielleicht dieser
time play for a
Buccaneers
touchdown.
Bonus für das stärkste
Extra
Team im
point up
Spiel.
and good by Suckup. And it gives his guys a
Ist auch so.
12-point advantage.
Gibt ja auch einen Bayern-Bonus. Haben wir auch immer gesagt.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown.
Vielleicht machen 17 Ratingpunkte und gesamt dann doch ein bisschen was
Return,
aus.
here's Agnew.
Wenn man ein bisschen mehr Glück hatte oder so.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30.
I'm sorry. Holst doch das eh noch auf im Endsport.
Ne.
Kenn mich doch.
Habe ich heute schon mal einen vernünftigen Spielzug gemacht? Der Touchdown ist aus dem Fehlpass von dir entstanden.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down.
Er hat ihn doch, Alter. Also mal, heute wollte ich mich alle verarschen.
And incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Ich habe keine guten Drives, ich habe keine guten Spielzüge dabei. Nichts kommt an.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action from Jacksonville.
45, 45, 45.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
Das war aber Quatsch, das war aber eigentlich auch Quatsch.
Get him down, but not before he takes it
Warum
across.
springt er da nicht mit der Hand hoch?
Das habe ich so nicht wirklich verstanden.
The defense downfield.
Muss bloß die Hand hochmachen, dann hat er den Ball.
Ja, der war echt schlecht dabei eigentlich.
For the running back quarterback slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
And a little floater there,
2
but
Yards
it'll
oder so,
wind
wa?
up incomplete.
Aber nicht mal.
Falling to the ground.
Okay.
I'm getting the sense
Ich
that
jetzt noch nicht
this offense
gedacht.
is getting frustrated. Here we are into the
Oh,
third
klasse, oder?
quarter, and they've had plenty of
Ah, du
opportunities
bist auch über
to
2
get in
Yards
sync.
drüber gewesen.
Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle, looking at each other.
Gute Blocker drauf.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Was würde ich dich fragen? Ich muss sagen. Ah, ich habe mir deine Spielzüge nie gemerkt, die du in den Videos
Hab
hast.
ich nicht gesagt.
Weil sie sagt, dass das unfair ist.
Oh.
Das ist ja immer individuell. Keine Ahnung, was du dann nimmst.
Here's Lawrence.
Es ist so lächerlich.
This is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Macht halt gar keinen Sinn,
By
Junge.
Sean Murphy Bunting. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do.
Du hast auch das Glück, du fällst über den drüber und fällst noch zum First Down. Oder zumindest so. Ja, aber es ist nur 1 Yard. Jetzt stell dir das doch mal vor. Mein Spieler rennt und verliert dabei den Ball.
And you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do
heute,
that as a
Junge.
rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now a play fake. Brady. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock
klar.
management here on
Ich
out.
wusste, dass du drüber läufst, aber das kannst du eh nicht verstehen.
Bei 1 Yard musst du das machen.
3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
So it's pretty simple, partner.
Hättest du wahrscheinlich genauso gemacht.
Ja, ich sag ja, aber ich wusste, dass du es machst und ich kann es trotzdem nicht
Last
verhindern.
thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Here's a pass swung out left to
Ja,
his running back.
lauf noch Slalom. Meine Spieler
Get
sind
this
Luft heute.
down to the 10.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now Brady on the bootleg. They'll swing this out to Fournette. And
Jetzt
he'll
ist
be
ja
brought
rot.
down this time at the 5-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Muss nicht werden.
Now Brady.
Mein Spieler ist doch vorbei. Was wartet der denn da?
That'll be incomplete.
Ich lauf links rum und der bleibt da stehen. Ist der doof? Sorry, aber irgendwo...
Down near the goal line, things really get physical. You're always anticipating a running play, but when they do throw it, things happen quickly. A little bit of a bang-bang play there that falls
Ah.
And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Give him 3 yards there, as that'll take us to 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Brady to throw for it on 4th down. And he's got Gronkowski. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Buccaneers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point put through by Succop, and that will make this a 19-point game. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
We ain't giving up nothing today.
45, 45. Mike, 45.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the
Ah, ich krieg dich
past the
nicht.
20. Touchdown, Jaguars. James Robinson, 67 yards. And the Jaguars have got it back to a
67
two-score
Yards, was der
game
macht.
here in the fourth.
Aber nur
I
übers
guess when you
Laufen.
look back on it, it was just a
Pässe
matter
halt nicht
of
ankommen.
time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all
Ging nicht, ne?
it winds up a
Yeah.
safety. All right, Charles, help me
Oh,
out.
sure.
Fourth quarter, you've got the
Ja, jetzt krieg ich den
lead,
Ball wieder.
and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite
Zeigt
direction.
natürlich dich wieder hier
Cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him.
angreifen darfst.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, you know, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
45 to Mike, 45.
To throw on 2nd and 6.
Oh,
Lawrence. He's got his tight end O'Shaughnessy. And he takes it all the way down to the 3.
siehst du, das wird nochmal spannend,
Ja, aber
weil ich den Spieler gewechselt habe. Beim Abwurf. Die 31 hatte ich dann nicht mehr gehabt.
After the big play, a chance to finish now.
der erste vernünftige Pass im
Goal.
ganzen Spiel bei mir.
45. Check, 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 check.
Robinson. And he will get this in
Ah.
the end zone for a
Glück
Jaguar
gehabt.
touchdown. James Robinson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th.
Fällt mir gar nicht.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
So ein scheiß Panther.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up
Wow.
past the 20 to
Schön
the
auf die
22
Beine hier
yard
bei diesem
line.
Arschloch.
Ey, sei doch nicht so.
So.
Hat er dir getan?
Das ist ein Arschloch, einfach so. Aus Prinzip.
Mögen dich aber.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here.
Komm, Gurk.
How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is, you grind the clock. So you want consistent gains.
Also sorry, aber wenn das nicht mal Lack ist, dann weiß ich es auch
But it
nicht.
has to be plays that gets first
Das
downs
war wirklich
and
Lack.
keeps the ball away.
Alter,
Hat Volleyball gespielt hier.
er ist doch lächerlich.
Certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with
Aua.
it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Das war wirklich Glück jetzt. Gebe ich auch zu.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing now is Brady.
Er ist doch da! Guck mal an, wie viel Zeit du hast! Ja, der rennt sogar noch weiter, Alter!
Ich hab doch schon lange gedrückt.
Hatten ja vorher sogar schon mal.
Schubsen wir den Brady so hin. Hat ja nichts getan.
Another try after the first down sack. Brady, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You definitely would like to have hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And the Jags are right back in this football game. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. 95 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll run again here with Robinson. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Now Lawrence to throw. Robinson's got it. And he is tackled.
Jetzt auch so 2-minute warning.
Alter.
Hast jetzt Angst gehabt, ne?
Ja.
Ah, du kannst ruhig noch mal eine Interception werfen.
He'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Dan Arnold, the tight end. And this one to about the 20-yard line. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
Back to throw. This is caught by Robinson. And brought
Fumble.
down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Gönnst du mir nicht.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
He's back to throw.
Nein!
And my goodness, another interception.
Jetzt komme ich da nicht mehr hin.
Devin White, the linebacker.
Das war's.
And I think he's gonna go. They're not gonna
Wär ich
get
mal
him.
gelaufen.
The 30, 10, and it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneers TD.
Da habe ich, glaube ich, die richtige Defensive ausgesucht.
It's kind of quid pro
Der
quo.
Pass war auch einfach nicht gut.
Defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Ist halt auch immer eine Glücksgeschichte, ob du genau auch in dem Moment die richtige Dings ausgewählt hast.
Das habe ich ja eben gemeint.
Ja, es ist halt.
Das war jetzt auch wirklich wieder Glück.
Ja, wie schon davor, das Ding mit Gronkowski, ja, da wieder den Ball wieder kriegst. Also in diesem Spiel hast du wirklich mehr Glück als Verstand. Ich habe auch wirklich schlecht gespielt, offensiv. Muss auch einfach so sagen.
Jetzt kommt doch mal weit, ja.
Ja, das kann ich auch mal runtergehen, aber vorher.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Ja, du weißt halt nie, was der andere auswählt.
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside
Ach,
kick
da
and get
meine
the ball back
24.
and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
They'll run on first down. Robinson. Oh, but a great tackle there. Gonna hold him to no gain as the
Kein Yard gemacht, ist nicht über die Linie drüber gewesen.
Jason Pierre-Paul who was able to get him down. 2nd and 10. A play fake for Robinson.
Oh,
Now
ich hab ihn.
Lawrence. And this is intercepted.
Zu
And
viel
that
Druck.
should do it. Picked up by Sean Murphy Bunting. And he's going to take this one back to the 37.
Der wird doch wohl jetzt nicht normal pfeifen.
Defensively that time they were in zone coverage as a rookie QB.
Ernsthaft?
much less
Das Spiel ist
than
doch
can you
vorbei.
learn there.
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that,
Highlights.
and then
Also,
they got it together,
dann zeige ich auch noch
got a
Highlights.
spark, and then took off.
That's
It's really
fine.
nice to watch in the second half.
67 Yard Sprint.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Guck dir mal
For
an.
that, we
Bei mir
sign
gingen nur
off
Laufspielzüge.
from Jacksonville.
Alles andere passen war Kacke. Bis zum letzten Viertel. Du kannst halt auch kein Spiel gewinnen.
Und auch diesmal du sehr, sehr viele Interceptions.